about the history of Hegra, let's talk about Al Ula a bit. What did What is wrong with human to choose Al Ula than other places thousands of years ago? And when I say thousand, I don't mean 2,000, 3,000, no. 200,000 years ago, human inhabited this place and used it. What? We have to know first that a human, when they were in smaller groups, easy to travel, they seek the source of the life, which is water. They travel a lot, seeking water, provide themselves, and travel again. But after a while, this group civilized, and one of the elements that helped people to civilize was agriculture. They found the land, planted, and they civilized and grow from that point till they became in a form called civilization or a kingdom where they have to survive in this world. They needed additional element, economy. Imagine all these information available here in Al Ula thousands of years ago. Full presentation. Underground water and fertile soil for agriculture. And for economic, there was a great trade route called the Frankson's trading route. Goes from southern Arabia to the Mediterranean Sea in the north. And that route, thanks to it, the kingdom prospered here. 3,000 years ago, they then thrived here in this place till they controlled the whole northwest of peninsula. 2,000 years ago, the Nabatean people, who's been in Petra and Jordan, the same people there, they expand their kingdom, and one of the expansion is taking Hegra as their economic city, where they constructed their city and carved sandstone for many usage. We're gonna recognize some today, starting with the highest point in Hegra, Idlib Mount, the religious gathering place for Nabatean people, where they carve it to receive caravans coming to this place, host them here, negotiate, and then they can access the city. Caravans don't access the city directly. They have to come here first, and here where Nabatean people took advantage, where they did a lot of things first to show up, to serve, and to allow them for their religious purposes. We're gonna talk in a moment. So starting with this huge room, we call it locally a diwan. If you are familiar with the Arabic language, you might heard this word before, diwaniya, diwan. It's a gathering place where people sit, discuss their political, economic, or community issue and resolve it. And that's exactly what Nabatean did with this thing. They gather here, discuss their political, economic, and community issues and resolve it, full with the finest furniture here. Food was provided here in a trichylium. You can see it, the flat surface in the center. Music was played here also. And we can imagine how music was played here in a place that echo play a role here. And also maybe speeches was given in this place. The reason for this room to be this huge for the elite people, it's because it's the entrance of Nabatean city. And what's better than being proud of how good they are, carving sandstone in the entrance where people will be the first thing to see how Nabatean they were brilliant carving the sandstone. We'll talk about carving in detail in our second stop, the Girls Mountain, what tools they've been using, and how long they take to carve a beautiful facade like we see in the photos. Then they carve these. So this is a basin, and water is power. So they carve these basins, they can fill it with water, rain can fill it for them. Nabatean, they didn't call themselves Nabatean. Actually, others called them that name. And it's coming from the Arabic word nabata, nabat, which means extract. They were brilliant extracting water in the wells here. And they carved many basins and channels to take water when it rains wherever they want. And they carved the seal, which wasn't this wide. Actually, they wanted to suit them, and they carved things we're gonna see in a moment. Any question before we there?
You see underground passage water where it is here? Underground passage water where?
It's underground.
Where? Which place?
Most of the places in Al Ula. If you are in a level, certain level, you can dig for 50 to 80 meters and you can But in Nabataean era, it was less than that. And that's a brilliant thing. Of course, thanks to this
How
agriculture,
much people that have attended those meetings?
there is no estimate number, but we might goes to 10,000 population. There is no like actual. What can I say? طيب, let's walk now to Asia. How did they carve it? Yeah, you can erase it.
Thank you. Let's continue with it.
طيب, here in Syr, actually it wasn't this wide. If you notice to the bottom part, you can see traces of carving. As I mentioned, tools, I'll talk about it later, but it wasn't this wide. What they did, they carved two types of niches. Nabataean referred to it as Beit Il. Beit Il, it means house of the god. And it's meant for caravans coming to this place. Some of them carry their own idol, god or goddess with them, put it here, practice their religious, then take it with them. And there is an inscription mentioning that caravans always carry a god that to protect them while traveling. So for that we see it empty, doesn't hold anything. But some group who follow a certain god, they can directly carve it here, like this one. This actually called, and I'll say it loudly, what? A'ra. How do you think we know its name? So,
Some scriptures.
yeah, where? Scripture, where?
Historical evidences.
This.
It's there already, yes.
So this is written actually in Arabic. Nabataean actually Arab, but they used Arabic to talk, to communicate. But they were Arab. It talks about a guy whose name is Yeshua, who came far from Busra, the ancient city of Busra, sit currently southern of Syria, and he carved this for his god A'ra. So we know its name, A'ra, we know the city, but the date, it's weird a bit. I'll tell you why. Nabataean rule collapsed in 106 CE, so 2000, approximately 1800 years ago. But this inscription, it mentioned the king in 107 AD or CE. That means people here, the rule here didn't collapse except for Batra first, or the rule kept going, although Roman acquired this place and took it for them, and it came under the umbrella of Roman Empire back 2000 years ago. The Nabataean people has a chief god, most of them follow, and they mention it a lot in the inscription and upon the tombs. Dushara. A'ra. Dushara. Dushara, Layla Na'mi, Dr. Layla Na'mi, she's an archaeologist. She said Dushara, it's a rectangular, irregular shape where it can come in different colors. Some archaeologists believe it's the opposite, where is the eagle in the top represent Dushara. Here it's interesting about Dr. Lucy, she's an archaeologist who specialized in Nabataean construction, the decoration. She said these are all ruins, African ruins that represent one of the funeral practices where they burn the bodies, put the ashes inside these pottery or jars or urn. But Nabataean didn't do that. Nabataean, they do have their own funeral practices, and we'll talk about it in details in our next stop, Jabal al-Banat, or the Girls Mountain. Any questions so far?
Once again, please.
1 second? What? Oh, you do have question?
About this one.
Again? Dushara. the Shara, the chief god for Nabatean people, and they always refer to it in the inscription, the one that split the day and the night. When you go early morning, you see the line that split the night and the day. They refer to the Shara with that name. So it can be the eagle on the top, or it can be the rectangular shape below it here, which comes in different color, different dimension. I hope I answered your question. So Madain Saleh, actually it's a recent name. As Dr. Layla Na'mi suggests, the first registered for the word Madain Saleh was 120 years ago, and the Ottoman area, when they were here, they referred to it, was the first registered for this. Before that, this area was referred to it as Hegra, and still referred to it as Hegra. Al Ula people called it as Hegra, and the city itself was called Valley of the Villages. So there was a lot of villages in the valley, so they referred to it with that name. And there is actually a poem who wrote that, and he's beautiful actually, poetry about beloved story or love story. There is a guy whose name is Jamil and his beloved woman called Buthayna. And it goes like, ألا ليت شعري هل أبيتن ليلة بوادي القرى إني إذا لسعيد. Which means, translated, oh, I wish that I can spend the night in Valley of the Villages, then I'll be a happy person. So he wished that he can spend one night here beside or near to his beloved woman called Buthayna, so he will be happy. He didn't refer to it as Madain Saleh, as we suggest here, or mention here. He mentioned it as Valley of the Villages. I hope I answered your question. Oh, plenty. There is Garagir, there is Shalal, there is Terba, there is Mughira, there is Sukhira, there is, and it goes on and on.
How many valleys here?
A lot. Valley, it's, all of it is actually valley. Al Ula is big, one big valley.
Which valley? Water?
Huh?
Water is valley.
You mean like running water? No, there is none. There is some springs, but it's a few, and you have to be aware. Like it's far away, you have to drive for like 3 hours. Huh? Spring water? Not currently, most of them are dry. Especially Tad'a or Tad'a, which is set in the old town, that was the most important one, but dry. Any other question? طيب, thank you everyone for listening. We'll head now back to the bus where it takes us to the second stop.
This is our limit. From here we go.
Can't we go there?
No, we can't.
Last time we go up to there actually.
No.
I came here about 4 years before.
4 years?
Yeah. We went up to there.
Maybe in the past, but now.
Okay.
No, we can't. This is our limit, right? From here we go back.
Yes. Why, any issue that we are restricted now?
We can't climb back for your safety.